Is there? Gosh, man. Oh, hey, listen. We wouldn't be making fun of you if you didn't, do it. So sucks to be you, I guess. Sucks to suck. But anyway, I think that's about it. It's been fun. It's been fun, guys.
For anybody
I'm
that
gonna
doesn't watch this all the way through, you missed out.
Yes.
you definitely missed out. This is the episode to watch all the way through, because from some of the references that we dropped from the middle to the end, some sprinkles there in the beginning, we took a little bit to warm up, but man, did we get going. That is for sure. So hello, everyone, and welcome to the Beard Zone Sports Talk. My name is David. I got Carlos and Scooter with me tonight, and we are going to be doing a little bit something different than what we announced last episode. I know that we were going to dive into our way too early predictions, but we forgot the most important part. Yes, the draft is done, but there are some notable free agencies or free agents still out there on the market that some teams can still pick up. So we want to talk about them and kind of see where we think they will land. Before we get into that, do us a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. You know the drill. Fellas, let's get right into it. Let's talk about the most notable one out there on the market. I feel like the one that the media, it continues to regurgitate every single day. So I kind of just want to get him out of the way. But Aaron Rodgers, 41 years old. I mean, we can't deny his, ability to spin the ball. He still has it. It does seem like he still has the love for the game. We saw him throwing with DK Metcalf. A lot of signs are pointing to him with Pittsburgh. And the fact that I feel like that they didn't go Shedeur Sanders at 21 in the NFL draft kind of showed that, hey, they probably have something working with Aaron Rodgers. I know that I heard on Pat McAfee, he's got a lot of personal stuff going on right now, so maybe that's falling into play. Who knows what it is, but Aaron Rodgers, Pittsburgh Steelers, looks like it's going to be what's going to happen.
I don't know, man. He's 41 years old. Yes, he can still sling it, but you had weapons with the Jets. You had a decent O-line and a decent running back, and you just couldn't put it together. Yeah, I understand you got to play the Dolphins. You got to play the Bills. Patriots they're in their rebuilding decade, it feels like. But what do we have left of Aaron Rodgers? He got injured, didn't play. Then he played, and it was kind of like, okay, you're still middle of the pack for, professional talent. If we put him on the Steelers, like everyone is kind of talking about, does that change anything for that organization? You lost Pickens. Yeah, you got DK Metcalf, but who else is there?
Yeah, it's definitely. I was surprised that they traded away Pickens to the Cowboys, because I thought that the reason why they got DK was to help Pickens out, because Pickens is a good receiver. Don't get me wrong, very, productive. But I thought that would be a really nice kind of like, hey, an added weapon on the outside with DK. But now, I'm almost kind of wondering that if it isn't Aaron Rodgers' move, if Aaron Rodgers didn't have a say in that, and maybe that was part of the process of this going on a little bit. But I mean, he had 3,800 yards, 28 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, like you said, Scooter, kind of middle of the pack. But Carlos, what do you think about the old guy from Green Bay? Or actually, no, he's from California, but he was in Green Bay for so many years.
Yeah, he hasn't been real super productive over the last. I mean, he had the one, the Achilles year. Last year, he's almost 3,900 yards. I just don't think he's the same guy he used to be 4 years ago. So and I don't know how he plays in Arthur Smith's offense either. It's a run heavy offense. Maybe that's to his advantage. I don't know. I mean, Pittsburgh runs on a different tune than everybody else. So it's a big time team game for them. And I don't know if he's a team guy anymore. Unless I'm reading something wrong, but I mean, he didn't feel that way with the Jets. I mean, he gets the head coach fired. That camaraderie of the team never really came together for the Jets because they did have offensive weapons. I mean, they got Brees Hall,
Absolutely.
Garrett Wilson, even Conklin at tight end's not a bad tight end. So they had weapons. I mean, he gets DK. They got, I guess, they're going to roll with Robert Woods and Calvin Austin. So we'll see. I mean, he's going to be a Steeler. I don't see anywhere else where he goes. It's just a matter of time before he signs.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the only other team that was out there for potential, I think there was two other ones. One was the Raiders, and the other one was the Giants. Well, the Raiders, they got Geno Smith, and then the Giants, I mean, who didn't they get, right? They got Russell Wilson, Jameis Winston, Jackson Dart. So, I mean, I think they are pretty good, unless if they want to start looking like the Cleveland Browns and, throw in another wrench in there. But I don't see them going Aaron Rodgers' way. It does appear that Pittsburgh is going to be the landing spot for Aaron Rodgers. I am very interested. Carlos, you brought up a good point. Arthur Smith, run-heavy offense, maybe not the best. And let's not forget, he had a really good defense with the Jets as well. Especially in that first year. Now, I know first year doesn't really count because, we saw 4 plays from him and then he went down. But still, it was a good team overall. Give the Jets defense to Joe Burrow last year, and that changes his entire season, right? So, should be interesting to see. Let's move on to another guy who hasn't honestly been really productive, but I'm kind of surprised. Somehow, some way, this guy is on the top of the free agency list. I think he's at number 4 on some list here that I was looking at. But that's Amari Cooper, 31-year-old wide receiver. Amari Cooper definitely had some great years. He has some great years under his belt. But the last couple of years, he's only produced just about like 700 yards. Total as far as receiving yards, and he's combined 4 touchdowns with that. He does bring a veteran presence to the locker room, which I think that, would be good. He also doesn't seem to be super drama filled, so that, can definitely be something that you would want in your locker room. But where do you see a good fit for Amari Cooper, Carlos?
He's still, his production has been down. He's still one of the best route runners in football. But he's not the same guy he was in Dallas. Then he goes to the Browns and then Buffalo. So
let's not forget the Raiders.
Yeah, the Raiders.
When he started.
Yeah. And I don't know. I feel like there's a team that's going to need him. I don't know if Buffalo brings him back. They might try to stay on the young route, but it would be nice to have a veteran wide receiver. But somebody like the Saints, maybe Cardinals, they could use that veteran presence with their young receiving cores. That's not, and the Saints could use any help they could get, especially now that Derek Carr's done.
It's a good day to be a Bucs fan, seeing everything that's going on with the Saints this offseason. So, Scooter, I know that you're excited about that as well, but what do you think about Amari Cooper? Do you think that I like Arizona? I like the sound of Arizona. Him with Marvin Harrison Jr., he can be kind of that mentor for him, but where do you like him at?
Yeah, Arizona is unique fit. Saints, there's nothing help. There's no help there. So, Amari Cooper started out as an A-list guy at the wide receiver position and then went to the Cowboys to chase a little bit of money and potentially a championship. And then he said, screw it, I'm going to go to the Browns for all the money in the world. And we see how well that worked out for him. He went back to the Bills to kind of get in that championship route again. And he was just plagued with injuries, hamstring, knee, whatever. Like, I think he still has it. He's just got to stay healthy. And I think Arizona's a good one. I did not think of that. Was either that or the 49ers on a veteran deal type, or maybe, I don't know, the Chargers are willing to take that bite, but I think, 49ers or Arizona seems pretty good. He's, great off of a play action, getting some separation. He's not the fastest guy, obviously, but like Carlos said, his route running is spectacular, man. I think he still has good hands from what we've seen in Buffalo.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's talk about another wide receiver who is 33 years of age, and he just seems to be kind of an up and down wide receiver over the past several years, and that's Keenan Allen. He had in 2022 he had about 800 yards receiving. Then in 2023 with the Chargers he had 1,200 receiving yards, almost 1,300 receiving yards, and then last year with the Bears, Caleb Williams' rookie year, he had about 800 yards again. 7 touchdowns, though, still, so definitely productive. It's going to be interesting to see where he lands. He's one of those guys, again, where it's hard for me to be like, oh yeah, this specific team needs, a player like Keenan Allen. It's one of those things. Maybe he goes back to the Chargers. I mean, I don't know. I mean, because they could use some help in the receiver room, but he's not going to go and be a number one guy anymore. He's just going to go to be that veteran presence. But Scooter, what do you like from Keenan Allen here?
Route running in hands, spectacular guy. He does have a little attitude, obviously. But there's with the Chargers, I believe that was a personality conflict, and Philip Rivers kind of helped him out along the way. If he goes back to the Chargers, I think he's the number one guy because the only other dude's McConkey, and he's undersized for honestly being a number one. It'd be very interesting to see how he would play out. Otherwise, I like the Raiders, to be honest, just to kind of give them some sense of hope, or even maybe even the Saints, to be totally honest. There's a weirdness where Keenan Allen can fit in any system. He's got the size for number one. He no longer has the speed. He had a lot of hamstring injury with the Bears, but he has absolute stellar hands. I don't know if he has the separation anymore.
No,
I don't think so. Route running is still great, maybe a little off because of the injuries, but the dude was great for the Chargers. It just personality probably between management and his agent, maybe him running his mouth, but at the same time, that's business. I don't think Keenan Allen, man, it would be great to see him back in a Chargers uniform. That'd be hilarious. But
yeah,
and Justin Herbert can absolutely sling him the ball. We know Quentin Johnson should be sitting the bench, so there's an automatic position there. The man, Geno throwing him the ball with the Raiders, though, would be really good too.
That's what I was actually. Yeah, I was actually thinking about that. Geno Smith with him, I feel like would have a good connection. And you know what's funny is that it seems like anytime that some of these older wide receivers get to this stage in life, watch out. The Baltimore Ravens might sign him because it seems like that's kind of their trend as well. So, I mean, they always go out and get these older wide receivers, so, and just kind of give them one more year. But Carlos, where do you like Keenan Allen? Do you like him with the Seahawks? Or not the Seahawks? I was thinking Geno Smith. What about the Raiders?
Nah, I don't think. If I was him, I would. But I still like the guy. I'm a big fan of Keenan Allen, but he doesn't have that speed or separation. He's not going to shake somebody at the line. But his IQ in the game is high enough to get into open spaces. 3 teams come to mind. If you're the Tennessee Titans and you just got a rookie quarterback out of that veteran guy with Tyler Lockett, him, and Calvin Ridley, could help Cam Ward out a lot. Another team is the New York Giants. They need wide receivers, anything to help Malik Neighbors out. And I don't know why why they already haven't signed this guy, unless there's something like June 1st, like some kind of a thing going on at that point with salary caps. But I like those two. Yeah, I think the Titans and the Giants could be really good fits for him.
Yeah, should be good. Speaking of the Chargers, we've talked about them the last couple of players. I want to move on to the next player on the list, and that's J.K. Dobbins, the running back. Now, J.K. Dobbins was pretty much written off for his career outside of last year. Last year, he completely revitalized his career in that Jim Harbaugh run first system with the Los Angeles Chargers. Had 905 yards, averaged almost 5 yards a carry, 9 touchdowns, played a huge role in the passing game as well. Definitely helped that offense be as productive as it is. Unfortunately, a knee injury did happen there towards the end of the year, which again, it's like, man, he's only 26, right? And we saw what a healthy J.K. Dobbins can do. But there's always that risk of that lingering injury. So I feel like that he needs to go to a place where he's not going to be, obviously, the workhorse that some teams, are going to need. from a running back position. And I feel like that this is the perfect market for J.K. Dobbins because if we look at it, so many teams are going to a two-back system. And if I'm being really honest with you, I know that this might not be everyone's favorite, but I like the Las Vegas Raiders with this because they have Genty. Genty's going to be the workhorse now. And I feel like that he could be a nice 1-2 punch there in the Raiders with Pete Carroll's system. I like it a lot, but Carlos, where do you like J.K. Dobbins?
I like him where he is at every year. IR. I mean, he's an injured reserve guy. I mean, I don't sign the guy. Maybe you sign him like week 16 when you're going to the playoffs. Just he's an IR guy for life, man. He had a nice run, but it's a waste of God-given gifts on a human being. I guess they forgot to put knees on him. I don't know. I maybe the Commanders, they got Eckler, he's getting older. Dobbins, like you say, maybe the Raiders. I'd pocket that money and go gamble at Las Vegas where I'd put it on J.K. Dobbins.
Yeah, that reminds
Scooter, are
me.
you with Carlos with IR?
He's guaranteed. He is guaranteed to hit the injured reserve
every year.
Every
single year. So imagine
it is the only. It's a bet. Go to Vegas, put your life savings on J.K. Dobbins hitting injured reserve. Boom, you're double your money.
It's like Deshaun Watson going to a parlor. You got this reminds me for anyone who's a Bucks fan is Cadillac Williams. Once he tore both of his knees, he was done. It was IR. He wasn't consistent. He was like a situational dude, and that's where I see J.K. Dobbins, dude. He's spectacular talent when he's healthy, but that's the problem. It's a massive asterisk of whenever he's healthy. If you're going to pick him up, you're probably Seattle, Giants, Bears, potentially Jets in a weird scenario if Breece Hall gets injured again. But he's not consistent. I wouldn't keep him as your number one.
The Jets picking up J.K. Dobbins, and if both Breece Hall and J.K. Dobbins goes on IR in the first 5 weeks, man, that's
here's my thing
poor
with
Jets
Dobbins.
Fans.
Frank Gore tore both ACLs in college and never had another knee injury. Why isn't Dobbins going, hey, who performed your operations and what did you do?
Well, who's your physical therapist?
Yeah, what did you do for your rest of your Hall of Fame career not to get re-injured after tearing both?
Or Reggie
ACLs
Bush when he tore his knee.
Yeah,
one.
The Bears are actually a pretty good
Adrian
choice.
Peterson, another guy, tore his knees and was like, you know what? I'll go do a rushing record.
But I do like the Bears. I think the Bears is a good fit for him. They get their 6-7 games out of him, and
they shift running backs in that system so frequently. I think he would get an ample amount of reps without destroying himself again. So that's why I mentioned the Bears. Y'all, Bears.
Yeah. I mean, it's good. I mean, he did have almost 200 attempts last year. Like the Jim Harbaugh was like, "Oh, you're fine. It's rub some dirt on it, kid." And then his knees were like, "I'm done."
Give him the ball. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So. Let's move on to the defensive side of the ball of things here now. I believe that he was our last offensive guy. I'm sure we're missing a couple of guys. Let us know down there in the comment section. But let's go on to the edge guy, Matthew Judon. Very productive year last year with the Atlanta Falcons. 5.5 sacks. Interception. He also had a defensive touchdown. 41 combined tackles. He was productive for a 31, 32-year-old edge rusher, but the Atlanta Falcons were like, don't worry about it. We're going to go ahead and just draft 2 of the top-end edge rushers in this year's draft, and just get those rookie deals. So we appreciate your production last year, Matthew, but good luck on the open market. But I feel like he's going to be a guy who he can go into the locker room. He brings that veteran presence, and he's still productive. So I don't see why any team out there would pick him up. And the first team that kind of pops into my head, they did this last year with another free agent that we're going to be talking about was Zadarius Smith, but it's the Detroit Lions. I feel like that the Detroit Lions just need to go out and add as much depth as they possibly can, so then that way they don't absolutely crumble at the end of the year. So But where do you like Matthew Judon here, Carlos?
Man, I'm trying to think who needs a guy that's probably third down only now. I mean, it's 5.5 last year. We only had 4 the previous year. He's 3 or 4 years removed from his where he had a big season of like 15 sacks and he was rated defensive player of the year. Man, you might have hit it on the head there with the Lions. Just sign everybody, and you're gonna. I mean, a season like last year, you're gonna need them. Whoever's on the defensive side of the ball left, just sign them. Like, who cares how many you got? Sign them.
Exactly.
But yeah, the Giants wouldn't be a bad fit for him. Maybe the Chargers, they lose Bosa. Maybe he fills in for Bosa there, like that type of team. But he's a tough one. I don't know where he's going to land up. He might end up back with the Falcons. I mean, you can't have enough edge rushers. Not in this day and age.
Fair. Hey, the Detroit Lions are, living proof of that. So, but Scooter, where do you like Matthew Judon?
Bear with me on this. The Bucks.
Oh, geez.
Think about it. Our edge has been very mediocre over the past 5 or 6 years, and we need somebody to come in and at least create QB pressures. Yes, he did not have the past 2 years of spectacular sack numbers, but at the same token, he was able to pressure the quarterback and force different type of, inconsistent or incomplete plays. So I think with the youth that we just gained on the quarterback position and the depth that we have on the interior of our D-line, it will provide our defense just a little bit better of some QB pressure or disruption to where we can force some errant throws or potentially an interception to get our offense back on that field and dominate not just NFC South, but potentially deeper playoff run.
I mean, I don't hate it because the way that Jason Light drafted this year shows that he's putting all of his money and all of his marbles with Yaya Diaby and Chris Braswell, which Chris Braswell from Alabama, last year he was a rookie, not productive at all. Yaya did have a more, a better sophomore year than I think a lot of us anticipated. So he is producing and he's heading in the right direction. We lost Tryon Shainka.
He was trash, which was,
dude. Very inconsistent. So I mean, I'm not too sure, how much we're gonna miss him.
Passer in the entire league, dude. He was like 8 feet past him, and we're like, "What are you doing, dude?" Yes, you got the arm length of Jason Pierre-Paul, but you can't touch anybody because you just ran 15 yards past the quarterback. You idiot! Like, I can just see Lavonte David in the huddle, like, just stop, run 3 yards and stop. Just touch the quarterback, man. Like.
Just touch the quarterback. Oh man, but it should be an interesting. I do like Matthew Judon. I wouldn't mind him here in Tampa. So, but let's move on to a guy who I did just mention, which is Za'Darius Smith. Again, the Lions brought him on last year, and he was productive for them last year, especially when they needed it the most. Right. So, go back to Detroit, man. Why not? Why not go back to Detroit? I don't know. There's so many. Scooter, you just said something. You can never have too many edge rushers. I mean, you really can't. So why not just, add depth where you can, especially a guy like Za'Darius Smith, who's going to bring a nice, veteran presence. Pretty much all these guys are going to bring a veteran presence, right? They've been in the league for a year, several years, and they can be that mentor for the next generation in your locker room, especially if you're trying to build something, with whatever franchise you're working with. But where do you like Za'Darius Smith, Scooter?
We keep mentioning this team, but the Raiders. A little bit more veteran presence on defense. He's an edge dude technically, but
they got Max.
Again,
they got Crosby.
I got it. Shift the other side of the coin there. great field vision, great anticipation. He may not have all the, versatility that he used to have since he's in his 30s now. But the same token, he can read offense probably better than any other defensive pass rusher, unless your name's Myles Garrett or J.J. Watt. So he's not like super explosive, but he's going to be able to take those situational edge pressures and turn them into sacks. His good hands, good footwork. And honestly, if the Raiders pick him up, they have no excuse to not create disruption and turnovers.
Yeah, that's fair. Carlos, what do you think? You like him in the silver and black?
The Lions just need to re-sign this guy. Him and Hutchinson. I don't even know what I don't know what they're waiting on. There's got to be something with the June 1st signings, maybe like guaranteed money or something. But they have to re-sign this guy. He was huge for them when Hutchinson went down, and them two together, I think, would be a great 1-2 punch.
Yeah.
Chargers still, they got to fill the Bosa need. He might even look good in a San Francisco uniform, man. Like they're always Shalea's back there. Build that defense back up to what a powerhouse it used to be. So he's got some options, definitely, that are, he can pay for them. But the Lions should be number one. They should not let this guy go.
A couple for the last two guys that we just mentioned from the edge, I feel like one team that maybe we've been overlooking, the Bengals. I feel like the Bengals could probably use someone, someone like this as
Hubbard
well.
Just retired.
Yeah.
Well, and Hickerson's not going to play until he gets a contract. He's already sitting out.
Due.
So
very overdue.
Yeah. He's definitely.
He said 17 and a half sacks. He's getting paid. They just got to figure. The problem is they gave all the money to the wide receivers and the quarterback. So
and nothing for the defense.
Dude, we'll take Trey Hendrickson. We'll take him in Tampa. Heck yeah.
You guys can't afford him.
We couldn't afford him, man.
Probably not.
Cannot afford that guy.
He might be a Patriot, honestly. I think that they have the cap space, and I don't think that he would hate playing for Rayball. So I kind of see maybe a New England Patriot in his future. So for the Bengals, hey, Matthew Judon, Zadarius Smith, older guys, not going to have to pay top dollar. You don't have necessarily, the money to use it. Use it for one of these guys. Try and, at least put a Band-Aid on it. Because right now you don't want to waste this in the prime of Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, all these guys, that you just have. I mean, you guys put up, 50 points a game last year, and you still couldn't win. I mean, it was nuts. So, but let's move on to a guy who is actually, I feel like he might be the youngest guy on this list that we have here. I know J.K. Dobbins was young, but Asante Samuel Jr., he's 25. He was pretty decent for the Chargers, not anything like his dad for sure. But he had a neck injury last year, ended up going into surgery, and now I think we're kind of waiting for July to roll around. I think that's what he said before a decision is made on, what his next move is going to be. So I know a lot of teams are kind of holding off on him, but come July, once he clears, and he's healthy to, pass a physical and everything else like that. He's 25, so it's like, do you really just kind of write him off? I don't know if we can write him off yet. He's still so young. So where would you like to see him go? Scooter?
Yeah, neck injury's rough. You're going to have a lot of your agility affected, your field vision affected. My concern with him was, especially at the cornerback position, is hips and his agility. He kind of got burned on some inside routes pretty frequently, and he just got outplayed. I don't know if he's at that weird threshold or assessment where he's better than your D1 college guys overall, but he's not elite talent of the NFL, right? He's probably a backup corner or a situational corner. You can bring him on. I think you sign him later towards the season to see how that neck injury plays out. I honestly don't know where to see him. Anyone who needs a corner depth, maybe we keep bringing up the Lions because they had 90% of their defense injured, but why not bring him there?
Well, and they lost Carlton Davis too. He's with New England now too. So
he's looking for money. We know that.
Sleepy eyes.
Old sleepy. Dang it, man.
I know the
Carlos,
Dolphins.
what do you think about Asante?
The Dolphins already reached out, and I guess they're checking to see how he is. Waiting on that doctor's report, probably like most of the league is with him. And before they, Ramsey will probably be gone after the June 1st date. So, I don't know, man. Those are tough. Like he had the neck surgery. He's got the stinger. He's got the stinger on both shoulders. Is like. It's a tough one because, like, just with a neck injury, you can re-injure it so quickly, and this is football, so it is going to be contact, and he could just do it jumping up for a ball and falling. I mean, so it's a tough one. It's a shame that he's a young guy and he's already got this had such an injury-filled season last year with this. So he's a wait and see. Corners are to get a good corner is it's definitely teams are looking for him. So the Dolphins could be one. Could even be Cleveland. Carolina could use him. Him and J.C. Horn probably make a good combination. But there's a bunch of teams out there.
Yeah, I didn't think about that one. Yeah. Carolina.
Yeah.
Neither did I. That's not a bad one.
What about the Bucks?
I want to be upset. I wouldn't
be upset either, dude. Our cornerbacks need so much help.
I know that there's rumors going around right now that the Bucks might be a Jalen Ramsey, spot, but I don't know. Please. I mean, I want to be mad if we got Jalen Ramsey, but I mean,
as long as he doesn't get burnt.
Yeah. Well, no, he's not Eli Apple, so don't worry about that. So. I mean, Eli Apple, man, that guy gets toasted every time. So, we're going to stick with the cornerbacks here for a couple of players. I want to move on to another guy. He's 29. He does have some injury concerns as well, but when he's healthy, this guy's an absolute ball hawk, and that's Rasul Douglas. Where do you like Rasul, Carlos?
He might look good in teal. A little teal and orange, might be very.
Carlos pushing hard for the Miami Dolphins right now. he wants some help in that secondary.
He is, and you need it in these days. He's 6'2", big corner. You say he's still in his 20s. There's a little bit of injury concern, but like when he's on the field, he's productive. He's a good player. So, I honestly, the Dolphins could really use him. The Dolphins' case is. They could really use him even without losing Ramsey. We needed somebody on the other side that would be a better than what we got now. So the Bengals, like I say, the Bengals and Lions probably should just start signing these defensive players. But that's another good fit is for the Bengals.
Yeah, any defensive player for the Bengals would be okay right now. I feel like. Just anybody.
Just take the beer guy that does all the games and just put him in safety. It's probably better than what they had last year.
Scooter, what do you like about Rasul Douglas?
No, I like his size. You guys talk about his injuries. I think he's a little bit more resilient than what we give him for. But I would like him in the Bengals as well. I think that's a pretty good fit, especially with those teams that they have to play, man. I think they don't travel as much this year compared to the Chargers, but I think there's a good value added on that defense. I mean, it's better than zero that they had last year. So, but if you think about it, if you look at the draft and you look at the teams, what about the Jags? Opposite side of Travis Hunter, give him some relief. That way there's no injury concern in your highest draft pick. And you get a veteran in the DB arena there. It's not like Jacksonville's hurting for money.
That's true.
They might be hurting for fan base, but they still have money somehow.
I mean, it's really actually not that bad, especially with you getting Travis Hunter now. I mean, definitely someone that you can have come in, kind of mentor Travis and everything. Now, granted, Travis is going to be, I think he's going to be absolutely a beast on the field. But we'll see what happens. Let's go to the last corner though here, and this guy just seems to be the Tom Brady of cornerbacks because he just never, like, somehow, some way he's still around. I feel like he's ancient, right? But that's Stephon Gilmore, and he's a hot commodity. Obviously he's on the market still, but I think that what Carlos has been saying all episode, that June 1st date is I think we're gonna start seeing a lot of movement after that June 1st date. But Stephon Gilmore, the ageless wonder, it seems like, with this guy. So I wouldn't mind him in Tampa. I really want it. So, but Carlos, what do you like from Stephon?
You're right. This guy's been playing for at least 20 years. It feels like he's been around forever. But he's a great testament to a person that understands, hey, I'm slowing down in this aspect of my game, so I'm just going to make up for it in another aspect of my game. So he's been able to evolve himself to stay very relevant. I think he's either going to be a Detroit Lion or Cincinnati Bengal. I don't think he goes anywhere else. I would love to see him in Miami as well, but the Bucs could be a spot that really, I think there's some teams. Cincinnati needs all they can get, but Gilmore would be an upgrade over Carlton Davis, and somebody for like the Dolphins and Bucs. He could be a guy that takes you from just making the playoffs to making a late playoff run, especially in the Bucs case. Maybe not so much in the Dolphins case. It's hard to predict them this year, but he'd be a great addition. Like, he just understands his game and he adapts very well to today's game.
Yeah, for sure. Scooter.
Dude, I agree. I think Stephon Gilmore is an absolute testament to the cornerback position in adjusting your play to how you've been degraded, right? And that's not to take anything away from him. He's still spectacular. He's very good at situational awareness and field vision and field awareness as his own, because he's really good in the zone. He can get handsy and press coverage. He's not a small dude, and he knows how to size up and adjust. I would love, and complete bias here, I'm not even going to sugarcoat it, Bills should sign him. I know they had him in his youth. Bring him back. You need some help, man. Or the Bucs, because we also need some help, right? That we did the whole Revis thing. We had Rondé Barber for 40 years. So, why not bring it back? Get the old dude on the edge.
That's Carlos getting a text message from the front office of Miami right now, trying to.
Stephen Gilmore agreeing with me on the orange and teal.
That's what
texting
it is.
him.
That's what it is.
Great weather. Why would you want to play in Buffalo?
No
it's
no
cold.
state tax.
Yeah, come where it's warm. It's good for your blood, your bones.
Miami's not winning a championship in the next 5 years, so yeah.
I actually, if you put in ChatGPT for Super Bowl winners of the next 5 years, around year number 3, you should see the Miami Dolphins thing.
Did it spell concussion?
Oh, it didn't.
Did it spell jelly brain?
It just said Super Bowl champion.
Is Tua the quarterback though? That's the question.
He won't know that he was there because his brain was bouncing off the ground.
I don't care if he's drooling into a cup at the age of 32. I'll take the Super Bowl. I don't care about his health. I care about wins. That's it.
Oh my gosh.
Carlos is just like, I don't even. He can turn into Joe Biden Roomba after the play is done. Just walk off the field.
If you
as long
were told,
as I get a Super Bowl from it.
If you were told Baker was going to win 2 Super Bowls over the next 3 years, but then suffer a career-ending injury after that, you'd be like, okay.
Yeah, the Glazers should probably sign him again.
Yeah, we'll do it.
Yeah, bro.
Whatever he did, he's going to drink out of a straw. Perfect. I don't care. 2 Super Bowls. Like, stop.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine just Tua just throwing the ball and just walking off?
He just walks
like
off.
Joe Biden did after the press conferences.
He goes over,
God.
shakes the ref's hand after he throws a touchdown and just like walks away.
But he would be a Super Bowl winner.
He walks to the locker room.
Care.
Oh my god!
I do not care if he puts his helmet on backwards.
Oh man! I mean, you're right
man.
though, Carlos.
True
We are
fan,
fans.
true
So I mean,
fan.
anything to get a win, a Super Bowl win. Well, let's go to the last guy on this list, man. And this guy, he seems like another ageless wonder, but my God, man, this guy, and he's in a brutal position. He's 33 years old. He's an offensive guard, Brandon Sharif, and this guy allowed 0 sacks last year in Jacksonville. And over the last 700 snaps that he's played, he's just allowed 2 sacks. So, I mean, this guy is the definition of consistency. I think he's going to be great to wherever he goes. Put him with. If the Bears don't sign him, I don't know what they're doing, honestly. I think that he would be a great fit. He would add, he would definitely fill a hole there in that offensive line and help Caleb Williams stay upright for his sophomore year and continue to help their run game with, Swift. So, but Brandon Sharif, Carlos, you're a trenches guy. You like the trenches. What do you think about Brandon?
The Dolphins. I don't know what they're waiting on either. They could put a deal in place.
There it is.
This guy does exactly what this offense needs is pass block. He's still a good offensive lineman can play till they're in their late 30s because they're smart. They're not dumb like the defensive guys, like for defense. But he could play. He still pass blocks at a high level. He isn't the run blocker he was a couple years ago, but he got David A-Chain running a 4-1 back there. He only needs to just, slow the guy down for a split second. I'm hoping the Dolphins open the pig. The Bears could use them. Yeah, I'm just trying to think. I don't think the Bears actually signed 2 guards in the offseason, so I think we got to let him out because they got Tooney and the guy from the Rams that's coming to play.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Too.
They did do that.
You know what he's going to end up? He's going to end up freaking like with the Colts. They always do really well building their offensive line, or the Texans are in dire need too of offensive linemen. So those 3 teams, the Dolphins, the Colts, and the Texans, definitely need offensive linemen. But the Dolphins just drafted a guard, so it's going to be tough to. I would say Houston right now. If I'm a bet man, I'm putting it on Houston.
Man,
I like that.
if I could add 2 more teams, I don't know if they even have salary cap to do this, but Browns and Bengals. Browns, because their quarterbacks have been running around since the dawn of time, and they haven't been able to produce anything else except for sprinting quarterbacks or felons. And then you have the Bengals, who Joe Burrow's been like the most hit quarterback since he's been in the league. So why not give him some protection too if we're going to attack the defensive side? Just add a veteran. I'm sure he'll take a discount. Maybe not. I don't know. But this guy is an absolute value. He was killer with the Redskins / Commanders. He was good with the Jags. It's like watching Joe Thomas move around. Like, he's gonna be good whether he's 40 or 29 or 22. Like, you're getting solid pass blocking. The Bengals, to me, have a heavy pass offense. That's why I mentioned them. And then with the Browns, you just invested $280 million in Deshaun Watson to sit the freaking bench. And then you got everyone else under the sun. You just drafted 2 quarterbacks. Like, at least provide some form of protection. So, I mean, every team that we've mentioned so far for him seems to be totally fine, or at least a dire need for a good offensive lineman.
I have such a good joke right now. I don't even know if I want to tell it.
Just go
ahead and let it go.
That's
Let
the
it
same
fly.
thing
5
Deshaun.
people.
That's the same thing Deshaun Watson's masseuse said. Please provide some form of protection.
I love it.
As soon as he said that, I was just like, "Oh man, come on!"
I saw the grin come across your face, and I was like, "What is this guy thinking right now?" Oh,
Technically,
awesome.
Justin Tucker's a free agent, so there we go.
Yeah,
dude, He needs to go. He needs to go to Cleveland, man. I hear they got some pretty good discounts going on right now.
As long as it's a full back tattoo, that's it.
What are you in for today? I might do the Tucker, but the Watson seems good. Yeah, I'll do it.
Is there? Gosh, man. Oh, hey, listen. We want to be making fun of you if you didn't, do it. So sucks to be you, I guess. Sucks to suck. But anyway, I think that's about it. It's been fun. It's been fun, guys.
For anybody that doesn't watch this all the way through, you missed out.
Yes.
You definitely missed out. This is the episode to watch all the way through, because from some of the references that we dropped from the middle to the end, some sprinkles there in the beginning, we took a little bit to warm up, but man, did we get going. That is for sure. So, and we can't wait to bring more energy, more excitement to you guys next Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You know the drill. Follow us on all of our social medias. We're on all of them: Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. So go ahead and follow us there. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, share this with your family, friends, coworkers, all of that. Listen to us on your car ride, to your commute to work, when you're on your lunch break, when you're going for your afternoon walk, whatever it may be. Put us in your ear, because we are here for your entertainment. But until next Friday.
Beard Zone.
Man, he almost forgot it.